位手足新年進步！
Stunning Peach joins in. The leader, Beauty Eternal. Doors open for Top Dragon, but he has to get after Stunning Peach, who took the lead. Stunning Peach ahead in front of Top Dragon, and then Beauty Eternal. It's Stunning Peach and Top Dragon, the two in a great finish, and Stunning Peach held off Top Dragon.
Hello everyone, welcome to a brand new show of the Triple Trio, our weekly look at all things Hong Kong racing and also a little glimpse around the world as well with the best form analyst in the business, and that guy in Clint Hutchison. And also the other guy is in both Australia and New Zealand Racing's Hall of Fame, and he was a superstar in the saddle in Hong Kong as well. Happy Chinese New Year.
Yeah, Gong Hei Fat Choi to everybody, and Year of the Horse. So it was a big turnout, of course, wasn't it, at Shards Inn, which is one of the big days of racing. And it was tough. It was tough to find a few winners. We've had a rough couple of weeks, but we need to turn it around. Hopefully it's the Year of the Horse that does that for us.
The Year of the Fire Horse, isn't it? If you don't mind, Raymond Shane Dye. I know. What does that happen every 60 years? Is that right?
60 years. Every 60 years. It's a special one. And I should know because I was born the last Fire Horse 60 years ago.
What? Hang on. Does that mean that you've got a milestone birthday coming up this year, or was it last year?
Yes.
Ooh,
yes.
When is that?
September.
Oh, cannot.
I tell you what, there's a few good people on my day too. I think there's Joe Moreira.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Penny Chapman.
Yeah, yes.
I would have thought.
Blake Sheen.
Oh, yeah. Don't worry about any of them.
Our parents were all very busy New Year's Eve.
I don't want to have that visual, but what I want to think about is your 60th up on the penthouse.
Yes.
On your account. Cannot wait for us to get
free invites.
Geez, my 50th. For my 50th, it went for a week.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm available.
I don't know what I'm doing for my 60th. I haven't even worried about it.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll get it organised for you on your account. Just pass over the visa.
Doesn't have a week anyway, Shane. So if you do have him, it's
Richo, how'd you get on with the teddy bear and the flower?
Mate, was I very popular at home. Thank you very much for the gift. It's still our secret, everyone in the audience. Don't tell her, whatever you do. Ka Ying Rising is going to be the headline act on Sunday.
That he will. It's great to have him back. Of course, at the time of this recording, we don't have sort of barriers, etc. But, he'll be tipping himself anyway. So he'll be very tough to beat. I mean, the 1,400 metres is interesting for him. I think he wasn't as impressive last year when he was up to 14, but we'll hear from Zac later in the show. Maybe he feels that won't be as big a problem this year.
He's a bigger and better version in 2026, isn't he? Zac Purton is our star power guest. It simply doesn't get any bigger and better than Zac, and we love having him on the show. We will also hear from the CEO of the Hong Kong Jockey Club. Looking forward to that. Of course, the Idol with all the votes. The track walk, and Shane took us in an interesting area at Happy Valley in regards to track maintenance. That's coming up. Also, our very best bets and the lead up towards the Hong Kong Derby as well. But let's have a look forward to try to find some winners on a Super Sunday. So Ka Ying Rising attempts to go past Silent Witness and win, 18 in a row.
Amazing.
Incredible.
Yeah.
1,400 metres, Group 1, Silver Jubilee Cup. Does he simply win?
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be...
You're pausing as though you're not as certain
he's not the stitched-on moral that he is over 1,200 at 14, and he should still be far too good for them, but... Yeah, I mean, look, Lucky Sweynesse was fantastic against some of the best smiler, against Romantic Warrior the other day, and Helios will be better suited, I think, up to 14. But no, he should win. But it's a situation where, he's $1.05 chance over 1,200. He's probably $1.20 chance or $1.15 chance at 14. Okay. In my opinion, yeah, I was as impressed last year, but I suppose Shane, he's probably going better than ever now. So he's going to be. He's going to be putting up a margin again. It should be a bit of a walk in the park for him. But I just personally think I prefer 1,200 to 1,400.
I don't think he's got any worries in the world. He'll relax. He'll either lead. It all depends how Lucky Sweynesse jumps, because we know that he can be slow out. His trials from the other day, all these horses seem to trial in the same heat, and they all come up pretty well on the bridle, most of them, Clint.
They do. Helios, a lot of people saying with his pedigree, he should be running over 14 or even 16. Yeah. What do you think about him?
Yeah, but, well, he did win the Classic, didn't he? That was a mile. Yeah. That was as a 4-year-old. He doesn't trial ever that good, that horse, so I wouldn't worry about that. He seems to race a lot better, as we know. The real pace, of course, is co-partner France. He'll go forward. Lucky Sweynesse depends how he jumps, and you've got to remember too that it is 1,400 and not a mile. It's a completely different early pace in either race, so he may not be able to lead like he did last start.
Helios is a fascinating horse. The reality is John Size doesn't have any other options but keep tackling the superstar, but you'd love to see him at 14, 16. Would he be tempted to get away from Ka Ying Rising?
I think it'd have to be tempting. I suppose you're looking for Ka Ying to have a day off, and you're also picking up a pretty check for running second a lot of the time. So he's still amassing amazing prize money, but if you want to win, you want the photo on the wall, you've got to go elsewhere, don't you? Because the rating...
The TJ Smith at Randwick would be absolutely perfect.
I think John Size, and Shane might be able to give us a bit of advice, generally John Size, he has travelled to Dubai, but he's reluctant to do so a lot of the time.
Yeah, he doesn't like travelling, and the other thing is he'll never take a horse out of its comfort zone. Right. That's the one mistake a lot of trainers make. They try and run their horses too far. Only time he'll do it is in a derby. He'll never do it any other time. If they're winning over 1,200, he'll run them over 1,200. He won't step them up normally. And he's done that all of his life, John.
Yeah, that's interesting. Patch of Theta?
Well, it was a good run, wasn't it? I like this performance. He was odds on the day. I think we thought he could do what he did. He took a while winding up. I think the big plus for Patch of Theta, Shane, whilst he's not as good as the others in terms of his class, he's tackling some pretty good horses. 1,400 is his trip.
Oh, 100% it is. Yeah. That's what he loves. 12's a bit short, 16's a bit far. You're right, 14 is, but it's a different level racing against these horses here, as you can see.
So what about Lucky Sweynesse, Shane? What do we do? So we've got Lucky Sweynesse, who eyeballs Romantic Warrior and gets well beaten, but that's at 16. Up against Ka Ying Rising, dominant over 12. They meet in the middle. Does Lucky Sweynesse have any sort of a chance?
I don't think he does. I don't think any horse does. And he ran really, really well. I always said from day one that horse would run a mile, and he did. But he got a very easy lead. He had no pressure in front. So when a horse like that gets a lead in a race like that, he's always going to run well. Back to the 14 is not going to worry. It's probably only going to help him. But where will he be? And we won't know until the barriers come out.
He did beat home Voyage Bubble, who is a prolific miler. Absolutely. He beat him by 2 lengths. So, he had a few favours. And I know Voyage Bubble didn't have all favours, but I'll tell you what, it was a good performance. And he's taken an absolute superstar to run over the top of him. I think he could make a real race of it. If he jumps on terms or jumps a bit wider and they allow him to roll, I think he could run a gallant second to Ka Ying Rising.
So what price? So how would you market? What would your price? You're saying it's $1.20.
Probably. But he'll be $1.05 or $1.10 or whatever it'll be. But,
and what price would you want for Lucky Sweynesse?
I think you're probably looking at sort of $25, $26, about him.
To knock him off?
In terms of how I'd price him, when you've got a 20 to 1 on favourite in the race or 5 to 1 on favourite, as I'll have him, it's hard to have anything short. But I could see him running a race, particularly if he jumps well.
Okay. Shane, do you see it as close as the way Hutch is seeing it, or do you see it as just a walkover for the star?
It's a walkover, as far as I'm concerned. Ka Ying Rising will win from Helios Express and Lucky Sweynesse. But Lucky Sweynesse is going well. Wouldn't be surprised if he ran second. RICHO, Helios Express, he's won, I think, 9 or 10 million Aussie dollars.
So dismiss every idea about him travelling over to Australia. He's making enough prize money running second to a freak. Can we try to find some other winners on a Sunday? I know it's with the Thursday meeting arriving late, so fields are out a little late. It's a tough task for you. 1,000 metres Class 2?
Yeah, well, it's a smaller field. This horse, once again, will probably tip himself. Colourful King. We'll hear from Zac later what he thinks about this horse, but hopefully we can get it out of him. But he was very unlucky the other day. Stellar Express is flying. Invincible Sage, I reckon, is not far away, but he doesn't like firm tracks. Bit hit or miss, Stellar Express, Shane, but when he's on, and he was very good here.
Well, he's out of trouble. He's out running, so it makes it easy for him when he's on. Colourful King was held up here. I think he would have won, but it's debatable if he had got clear. I always go back to the run before, and he was awesome that day, Clint, when he won.
Yep.
I reckon he would have won if he'd got out. He meets Stellar Express 7 pounds better now from getting beat. And it's a small field, like there's only, I think, 7 runners, isn't there?
Yeah.
So that's going to actually help Colourful King a lot up the straight, only 7 runners. I think he'll be turning the tables here, Clint.
Yeah, I agree.
Interesting. And he's trialled since, has he?
He has. He's a very nice horse. So he's a horse that's got a really good turn of foot. I think you got to leave him alone, Ellie. I completely agree with what Shane said. The smaller field setup's better for him. Somewhat on the flip side, I mean, I think the likely leader is the horse that won that race, Stellar Express, will just get a pretty cushy time of it. But when the sprint goes on and they start to bust open, if Zac doesn't find trouble, you'd think that the finish will be too strong for Colourful King.
Do you agree?
The good thing about that, though, Clint, is there are 4 leaders in the race, and you got Youthful Spirits that can lead anything when he wants.
Yeah.
So he's going to go. You got Superb Capitalist. It depends how he jumps. He misses the start 2 out of 3 starts. So if he jumps, he'll be up there. You got Magic Control, which it's debatable with him. He can either go or go back. It's one or the other, So there is pace, and he could get taken on Stellar Express.
Yeah, he could. I think Youthful Spirits, like you said, is the most likely to do that. I don't think the others will.
Yeah.
But maybe just the Q, Shane. You like the Q here, Colourful King over Stellar Express.
It stands out for me.
Yeah.
I think Colourful King wins though from Stellar Express. They'll be pretty short, those 2 in that race.
Okay, well, you make sure we remind me, Shane, to ask Zac about Colourful King. Let's go to Class 3, 1,400 metre race as well, Hutch. Who do you like?
It's a good race, this, actually.
Salon S.
Salon S, who can make it 3 out of 3 over Ka Ying Attack and Sky Heart. He's a nice progressive horse, Salon S. The form around him's good. I like him rising in grade. Shane, I think there's been no fluke about it. I mean, we look at this race, I think it's Touring Champions and Cross Border Dude have both performed well since. But I like his style. He jumps, he runs, he drops in weight now. And look, we don't know what barriers, etc., but he'll take a bit of catching.
Yeah, he's won 2 from 2, of course, and he's looked good. And he's had a trial since here against Ka Ying Rising and looked good. He runs second to Ka Ying Rising and ran a fast time. Here's a couple others. Heaving, who depends on what gate he gets. If he gets a gate, he can race up there. If he draws wide, he gets back a bit. Great charge. I'm not fussed on him.
No, I couldn't have him. I think the interesting thing with Heaving, Shane, I think he's probably pretty close to getting a race, but I think he's been running his races of late, and he's sort of more one that'll be there or thereabouts, but there's just a couple of others that make a bit more appeal.
Yeah, so...
I thought Six Pack probably should have won the other day, just got held up at the wrong time, and it was a strong race that. There were a couple of nice horses in. And if he drew a gate and got the right run, he's got a lot of weight, 135 pounds, but he's racing well.
Look at the trial first of Brilliant Express.
Yeah, familiar colours. This horse, I don't know what's happened at his last few runs. It's not him. He's way better than that. So you'd look to a trial to say, is this horse going a bit better? Because I know he's capable of more than we've seen from his last couple, and I didn't mind the trial, but I've been disappointed his last few.
Tell us who's going to win this race, this 1,400 metre race.
There's a little bit of pace in here, but of course, Saloon S, if he gets his own way, he may not here, but he's racing well with no weight. I think Six Pack will run a race in this race. I think he'll go well, depending on a barrier. He's going really well, that horse. For me, they're the 2.
Okay, Salon S and Six Pack for Raymond Shane. Okay, the calm before the storm. Right. Everyone, sit up. Put your tie on if that's appropriate, because the king is in the house. Our very special star power guest is the best in the business, the Australian Racing Hall of Famer, alongside another one in Raymond Shane Dye. So Zac Purton, the champion jockey in Hong Kong, joins us. A very special guest and a special friend of the show. Zac, great to see you, mate. And, well, we start by saying Happy Chinese New Year.
Yeah, Kung Hei Fat Joy. Thank you.
Yeah, mate, you had a little freshen up, getting ready for this huge week coming up of racing and then getting back on board your superstar on Sunday, mate. Cannot wait.
Yeah, our season's pretty demanding. Once we start in early September, we basically race every Wednesday, Sunday, all the way through until the Royal Ascot week at the end of June, and then we finish up in July, except some years we get a small little break when Chinese New Year falls on the right day, as it did this year. So we spent a couple of days down there in Vietnam with the kids, played a bit of golf, which was good. Come back for the big Chinese New Year meeting where we had a bumper crowd. There was over 90,000 people there. And hopefully we can get a big crowd on Sunday for Ka Ying Rising as well.
How are you hitting them?
Often.
I actually hit the ball well. After struggling for 12 months since I come back from injury, I've just started to find it again.
Oh. Hey, Ka Ying back this week, and obviously, as Richo mentioned there, Zac, so it's exciting. 1,400 metres, though. I mean, we've seen him perform over it in the past. Zac, how are you thinking he's going to go into this weekend?
Yeah, I'm going into the race with confidence again with him. He's racing very well. He trialled well again the other day. He won this race last year. I think he's a bigger, stronger, better horse this year. And I can't see any reason why it's not going to be another procession for him. I tried not to come out of the gates as quick on him in this trial, just to allow him to get into a little bit of a better rhythm early, which he did. He relaxed beautifully around the corner, and then, as he normally does, he come in the straight and put them away pretty comfortably, running really good time. So he looks to be in good form.
Zac, I had the great pleasure of being in and around the Black Caviar and also Winx era and saw the attention, we all did, we saw the spotlight on these champion horses. Give us some examples of the sort of spotlight that you're dealing with at the moment with this freak of a horse. Yeah,
the media commitments are a lot more demanding, of course, which is a good thing, and it's great from, all walks of the globe. Every corner of the globe reach out wanting to have their little piece of him, which is great, and he's getting all the attention that he deserves. What he's doing, it's very rare to see. And he just seems to be getting that little bit better all the time as well, which is scary. And that's the thing that I like the most, that, he might not have quite hit his peak yet. So let's hope that that's the case, and let's hope that he stay in this form for another 12 to 18 months, because if he does, then, he'll put a very good record together.
God, that is scary indeed. And he looks to go past Silent Witness's record. Shane, did you see some of the promotion using Silent Witness in the centre of Melbourne, just in Chinatown? It was great. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was amazing. Here he is here. It's great for racing. Geez, he is a champion, this horse. He's one of the best I've ever seen in his younger years. He would just bowl along in front, and he quickened without doing effortlessly. He did it so easy. I don't think you were there, Zac, when he was racing, were you?
When I arrived, he had one trial at the beginning of that season, then got retired. Obviously, he'd lost his form, been struggling a little bit, and they did the right thing by him by retiring and, as quick as they could. So I did get to see him in that trial, and he was a really big, strong, imposing type of horse. He was beautiful to look at. But to reiterate what you just said, when I was watching him from Australia from afar, he had that real daisy cutter action, and he just seemed to lengthen and put horses away with ease. And Ka Ying Rising is a little bit different. He accelerates and drops them quickly, whereas Silent Witness just seemed to extend and move away. So what I loved the most about Silent Witness was how he used to prick his ears all the time. He was a cute horse to watch.
Yeah, he was. It's great. And shout out to Living Legends as well and what the job they do. And I thought that was great promotion through the week. So kick off the year of the horse, Zac. I suppose we'll be hoping that it can brighten up a bit on the weekend.
Yeah, well, let's hope so. I didn't have much luck on Thursday, to be honest. Everything ran second and third. Every race I got in, I just seemed to find one horse a little bit better than what I was. But we look forward to Sunday, and it should hopefully be a big day and a good start to the horse of the year for me.
Yeah, what a champion horse he is, Ka Ying Rising. And it's a perfect segue for us to look at our global racing scene. And at the global racing scene, the number one horse that everyone's talking about here in Australia, Zac, and I'd love your thoughts. Did you have an opportunity to have a look at the Black Caviar Lightning Stakes and see this unbelievable performance by 10 Tyrus? What did you make of this?
Oh, I did, and you can't help but be impressed by what he did. He was phenomenal in the spring, and he's come back, and he's put a good quality field away very easily. He was slow out the gates. He was still last at the furlong, and it seemed like he picked them up in a matter of strides and put them away. Now, I'm not too familiar with how strong the race is with the horses around him, but I know what types of horses should be running in that race, and I'm pretty sure they're the best sprinters in Victoria at the moment. So, yeah, you've got to respect him. And obviously there's a bit of hype around him now, and they're doing a good job at talking him up. He's obviously a colt, and he's going to go to studs, so that's their job, and I'm sure he's going to continue to do great things between now and then.
It's an interesting discussion, isn't it? So there's a few. I mean, we have a new champion here every week, Zac. So the Aussies are talking about. They're saying that Ka Ying's got something to worry about here.
Hang on, the Aussies as though you're not one of us all of a sudden.
I am. I'm just saying.
But straight away, Zac, everyone was talking, what a win, what a win. Where is he next? But then straight away, even Sam Friedman's. Yeah. There's a horse in Hong Kong we would love to match motors with. I mean, it's mouth-watering, a clash like that.
Oh, it certainly is. And, he called Ka Ying a little horse too. So that was an interesting comment. But, yeah, it'd be great to see them line up together. And obviously every time a sprinter wins in Australia, they like to claim that they're the world's best sprinter. So it's natural that they're going to pick the current world's best sprinter out and want to take him on. And that would be good for racing. Hopefully it can happen down at Randwick in October.
Yeah, so
in all seriousness, we were all blown away with it. I must admit, I thought after 100 metres he's going to find it tough, but it was a good win. But yeah, it's an interesting. It will be an interesting clash if someday they do, and I think there's a good chance they will, Zac. So but his pattern of sort of getting well back in the field, you might be off and gone. I mean, he's exciting, but you'd be pretty happy with your sort of racing style compared to his, wouldn't you?
Yeah, of course. If he's going to spot me that much of a start, then, it's going to make it a very interesting race. He's going to have to make up a lot of ground. And as I said, I'm not sure how those horses stack up quality-wise, to previous years and what they have around. Giga Kick, to me, just looked a little bit big in the yard, but it's hard to get a good gauge on them on TV. You get a better guide when you see them with your naked eye in real life. And he raced on speed, faced the breeze. That's not his preferred racing style. And the other horses around there, you would know how they're going.
It's good for racing, though, isn't it, Shane? It's good for racing.
At the end of the day, it was an impressive win, and I was blown away by the performance.
Yeah, no, it's good for racing, isn't it?
That's
fantastic. Shane, we want to see the good sprinters line up. I mean, there's 10 Tyrus, there's Tempted, who ran well against Ka Ying last year, and of course,
and Autumn Glow as well.
There's some good horses going around at the moment.
He's a superstar, but that's not the first time he's done it. He's done it practically every start. Have a look at his Caulfield win, as I stated on the show last week. Before that race, I said, this is the real deal, this horse. He is a superstar. Look, can you ride him out of his comfort zone to beat Ka Ying Rising? That's the question, because a horse like that, you start to ride a bit closer and they haven't got the energy in them to finish. And to beat Ka Ying Rising, he's got to be ridden a bit closer, and that will be the problem with him. But he's a superstar. He's outstanding. I wouldn't like him to come to Hong Kong to try and beat Ka Ying Rising, because he wouldn't beat him. Ka Ying Rising in Hong Kong's awesome, and he quickens too much at the 300, and he'd be too far back. It would be impossible. But in Australia, if you go back to the Everest last year, and Zac will agree with this, he's got to, because he said it, he wasn't at his best. No. And when they clash in Australia, Ka Ying Rising would want to be better than he was last year to beat him in an Everest.
Yeah. I suppose in hindsight, you look at what Ka Ying did in the Everest, Zac, I think it's fair to say, we all know he wasn't on top of his game, but he's probably put on that much weight. He was bigger than me, so he's done a good job to win it, sort of not fully fit.
No, he did do a great job to win it. You are right. And also, they didn't go as hard in the Everest as what Ka Ying Rising likes to go as well. He's better on a high speed rolling along when it's a good strong gallop in the Everest. They backed the pace off. They went too slow for him. And what that does at that level is it allows all the horses to sprint together. They're all capable of running home in great time. So instead of Ka Ying Rising stringing the field out and being that extra 2 or 3 lengths clear of a lot of those other horses, they're right on his back and they can sprint with him.
Zac, stay with us, mate. I know I'm very conscious of the time, but a quick look at the Saudi Cup. Forever Young just ticks again how good he is. What a star he is, this horse.
He is. On the surface in particular, great record in this race. What an epic battle it was last year. The Americans came and Bob Baffert's trained horse finished second. Very, very good performance. And what a run through he got as well. He was sort of leaders back. They came off the fence. He said, thank you very much. I don't need another invitation. He went through and won it. So, he's amassing some prize money. I mean, it's a good race to win twice.
Whoa.
He rides them so well, this jock. He saves ground. He never panics on them. Is he the highest stake earner in the world now, or is it still Romantic Warrior? I didn't look.
He's getting closer.
Not much in it now.
I haven't seen the figures, but we'll do some research there and add them to our show. What about Autumn Glow as well, Shane? While we've got you there, what a return this was from this unbeaten star mare. And I think she is a miler, maybe even a 2,000 metre horse into the future.
Definitely, 1,200 to 2,000, no risk. She's gone to another level. She's come back better. I'll tell you something now. I'm very critical of Australian horses. They haven't had any good ones for quite a while. This year, there is so many. You need to look at the Hobartville Stakes, how many good ones are in that, in Sydney tomorrow. She's outstanding, and I'm sure Zac would agree with that. She's done nothing wrong. What is she, 9 from 9?
Yeah. No, she looks a beauty, Zac.
Yeah, she's awfully impressive. She's got a lovely stride on her. She just seems to lengthen and lengthen and lengthen. She looks like a beautiful horse to ride. And I know the stable obviously has got a big wrap on her and they've got big things in store. But yeah, she looks like she's the next, bona fide superstar down there.
From a World Pool point of view, next weekend's going to be a ripper. We've got the Australian Guineas to look forward to, the Chipping Norton Stakes, Super Saturday in Dubai, and then the Hong Kong Gold Cup. So that is mouth-watering from top to bottom. But let's start to turn our attention in this road towards the Hong Kong Derby. The road to the Hong Kong Derby, Hutch, Top Dragon... my boy ran second on Thursday. I've dropped him. I've dropped him because this is the elite group that's going towards the Classic Cup over 1,800 metres. Who jumps off the page apart from the obvious in Little Paradise?
Numbers was great the other day, and I think Zac's or Sagacious Life will appreciate coming up in trip. It's a real, I think, litmus test here for Invincible Ibis. I'll be probably against him on the day, but his form prior was great. But yeah, I think it's interesting. I mean, we had one that potentially could sort of make the Derby picture a bit more interesting fail yesterday was Seraph Gabriel, so that was a disappointing run. And I think Top Dragon run well, but I think the mile does seem out for me. But you wanted to see him run well because he ties a lot of those horses in.
Absolutely. Zac, interesting lead up towards the Hong Kong Derby at the moment.
Yeah, it is, and you won't have to worry about Top Dragon. He's not going to the Derby. He's going to run in a 1,400 metre race on Derby Day now, so you can certainly take him out.
Are you booked for that one? Are you booked for him?
The other day. He's asked me to ride him. That's how I know. But Numbers was really impressive the other day, and what he's going to do is he's going to make sure it's a truly run 2,000 metre race. It's going to drag the sprint out of a lot of these horses that could run the mile the other day, but might be tested a little bit beyond it. You can't help but be impressed with what he's done. Little Paradise, I thought he was the best horse going into the race. I didn't think he'd run the mile. Well, he proved me wrong. He didn't just run the mile. He ran right through the line as well. So you can't say that he's not going to run 1,800 or 2,000 metres. I was a bit disappointed with my horse, obviously, but further up in distance is going to suit him. 1,600 was always going to be a little bit on the sharp side for him, but he needs to improve. And there are another couple of horses further down the list there that are open to a little bit of improvement, but we're starting to see a proper pecking order now.
Yeah, I mean, just on that note about numbers making it a test, that probably suits your horse a little bit, Sagacious Life. I know we're a long way out, Zach, but at least the test is, you know your horse has run over a bit of a ground, so that'll help you.
Yeah, that gives me some comfort for sure.
Yeah, a good
What about other 4-year-olds outside of this?
You know, we've had a couple recently run, of course, and Stormy Grove was an interesting one because actually raced in Victoria, had a couple of runs here, and then obviously he's gone up. I've got to ask Shane about this, and Zach as well. I don't know, he looks like a really awkward ride. I thought he was going backwards at this point. He gets his head on the side. He does nothing right at all. The race hasn't rated off the charts good, but it was a slow speed. He had no right to win from last. He's produced some incredible closing sectionals, and he clearly has a motor. Just your thoughts, each of you. Firstly, Zach, on this horse, Stormy Grove, and what he managed to do the other day.
Yeah, it was an incredible win. He had no right to win this race from where he was. As you said, he looked as if he was off balance, wasn't tracking up, going nowhere, and then all of a sudden he come into the straight off that slow speed, wide on the corner, and rounded them up. So I thought it was the win of the day, actually.
Yeah,
Lucky Sam Gore ran really well.
The fourth horse probably should have won the race. Lucky Sam Gore.
Yeah.
He got held up at a vital stage at the 300, and when he got clear, the race was over, and he kept coming to the line. Whether he runs 2,000 metres, that's debatable, but he probably should have won the race.
What about a distance profile on Stormy Grove through G1?
Yeah, I think it's worth having a look with G1 Goldmine. I mean, generally it's sort of that 12 to 1,600 metres, but there are horses up to 2,000 metres where it's similar. So I don't think the distance will be a massive issue for him. We've got that Tornado line with him. So he's an interesting horse. The way he relaxes almost off the bit in the run. He's still a long way from being the finished product, but I think you'll see it out well. Of course, he was beaten by Lucky Sam Gore a couple of runs back, and he should have beaten him clearly that day as well, but for being held up and checked. So he's clearly a nice horse going forward.
If we run the numbers, how's the Derby rankings going for you at the moment, Data Man?
Yeah, Little Paradise just went to another level, ridden quiet, didn't he? There hasn't really been any massive changes, to be honest. The list is the same. Top Dragon didn't exceed what he did the other day. Stormy Grove is just outside it. But the one thing with Stormy Grove's that win, his finishing speed is 108% with those closing sectionals. He's run 22 flat or quicker late often. Yeah. To be able to finish like that is pretty exceptional. And he could be in the top 4 of that list if you wanted to bonus him with that strong finish of his.
So, Zach, when do you need to lock in a Derby rider? At the moment, you're just testing a fair few, or have you locked anything 100% away?
No, I haven't locked anything in yet. I'll wait until we get through the Classic Cup and then try and work out what might suit me. Ever since I got the Classic Mile wrong and didn't ride Little Paradise, I feel like everything's gone wrong for me since. So a little bit of bad luck's been following me around. I'm waiting for it to turn again, but
it was a tough decision, though, Zach. There wasn't much between a few of them. It was a tough decision. There wasn't at that time. It didn't look like there was much between quite a few, was there? So it wasn't easy.
No, everything's easy in hindsight, of course, but yeah, hurts.
You'll be right, mate. It looks like that's given you the absolute earance, has it?
Wow, looking back now, I should have stuck with him. I knew he was the best horse, like I said, but I didn't think he'd run the distance. I got it wrong.
Yeah, okay. On Sunday, fields are only just being formulated at the moment at time of us recording. Other horses apart from the Superstar, you got your eye on them for Sunday?
To be honest, I can't really remember what I'm on. Obviously, we had the races yesterday, so I was sort of focused on that before worrying too much about the weekend.
Colourful King, Zach.
Oh,
yeah. So he was stiff last time. Huey decided to take both of us out of the race, and he did a good job of that. He certainly stuffed me. If he gets a clear run, he should be too good. He's a nice horse, and he's possibly a horse that might end up at Royal Ascot. Maybe not this year, but maybe next year. He's very good up straight. Yeah, he's dynamic, so hopefully he can continue to keep progressing.
Well, there's a headline for us. Zach, I know you got to go, mate. As always, we absolutely love catching up with you, mate. Thanks so much for your time, and good luck with the Superstar. Make sure you clean your boots before you jump on.
Thanks, guys. Always
good luck,
enjoy coming on the show.
Good on you, mate. What a star he is. Zac Purton, an absolute beauty. So we go from the king of the sport to the man who's running the sport, the CEO, next.
Mr. Brightside coming at it with Romantic Warrior. Romantic Warrior is going to get up by a nose.
But Ka Ying Rising, champions do what others can't. He's the world's best sprinter, no doubt.
Hong Kong have come and they've conquered.
We saw that at the Everest in Australia with Ka Ying Rising, and we saw it the year before with Romantic Warrior, of course, in the Cox Plate. How important for Hong Kong that those horses go and do that internationally?
I think it is important for a city like Hong Kong, who wants to be a global hub, who wants to be a super connector, that we show we have world-class racing. But this world-class racing is not only one dimension, that our horses can go overseas, can showcase how good they are, and in ways they showcase the international part of Hong Kong. And Hong Kong needed, probably after a certain period of time, a little bit of brand refreshment. Yeah. And they are part of this brand refreshment that people say Hong Kong is a global city and Hong Kong is open for competition, and Hong Kong horses are really world class.
How do you assess where you're at with the Whirlpool? It's so early in its infancy, if you like, but by gee, it's been a great success in our country, Australia in particular.
I think in racing it takes you always a significant time to implement something. I introduced the concept of Whirlpool in the Asian Racing Federation in February 2007. It took me only 8 years to get it started in a certain way, but really with the first partnership with Royal Ascot, where we created this event. This, in a way, was definitely an initiator, and certainly people see the results, because you can have a concept, you have ideas, but you have to show it creates value. And when you see the development of value creation the Whirlpool has created, I'm extremely proud of what we have achieved. I personally believe we can do even better. And this is why we work, what is the next phase of what we want to achieve. And we probably will be ready in around 3-4 months to announce the next phase. But we create value not only for us, it's mainly for the countries who have an international asset. And it creates additional revenue for the not only for the racing organization. You can invest this in strategic assets, like in South Africa, who created then quarantine station, who enabled them to connect to the world to export. So technology investment you will have for animal welfare. We think it creates this new revenue stream, which helps the sport to grow, not only from a wagering, but even from technology application.
And how can racing jurisdictions and race clubs continue to support and help grow the Whirlpool? What can they do better?
I think for me it comes first, do they share the vision, and are they willing to change processes, to change their marketing, and to change how you advocate it to customers, or see this only as a revenue income? And if we see that people don't embrace this, and this goes even the creation of what is a racing program. It's not that you put the same racing program on. You have a unique chance to attract global attention. You have a unique chance, if you do competitive race fields, to increase your revenue by 10, 15, 20% if you do this right. So it's a completely different thinking even for race program. And how you promote it to customers, because in the end, they have to be the advocates, and that's why we talk to wagering partners. But the race courses, the race organizers are key to embrace this and not see it only I tick the box and I create another revenue which you don't maximize, and you don't show that you create this revenue stream in the end to improve the racing industry.
Hong Kong have come and they've conquered.
This is just a little snippet of a chat with Winfred about a whole lot of issues, and some interesting points raised, especially the one about the Whirlpool, about how the other race clubs all around the world can help to be involved in it. And I thought his point was really valid, wasn't it, about it's not just an income stream, you've got to invest in this process.
Absolutely, yeah, great question there, Richard, good interview, and a really, really important point, and particularly in a product that's growing, and, you know, wagering and racing now is so global, and everything seems like it's closer together, but it's an important point, I think, for different jurisdictions, but one that I think is very interesting.
Yeah, and Shane, it's about trying to find new products and the like.
Yeah, the one thing with Winfred, I will say, he's a CEO, and some don't live and breathe racing, CEOs in racing. They don't live it, right? He lives it, he breathes it. All he wants in life is racing to grow and get better. and he will do anything for that. And he is the right person running racing because he loves it so much and it's his passion.
It's interesting, isn't it? Not just the income stream, it's also the planning of the races.
Correct.
So there's a lot of people have to get on board here.
That's right.
And also promote the sport with the customers, which are also, very important. The punters out there, attendance, engagement, turnover, all those sorts of things. So a few really important factors.
And punters need to be savvy the races and look ahead at the races that are going to be Whirlpool, and then work out also, with the commingling aspect, there will be some fluctuation in the odds, and that can work in your favour if you plan ahead.
It absolutely it can, because there's liquidity in those markets. Yes, a lot of the favourites seem to be well backed in those markets.
If you get the favourite beat, you'll get a result.
Exactly. So, there's edges in that, and I think it's only good for the game the more that there's this opportunity to probably wager in that respect.
Yeah. Liquidity is the key, isn't it? We'll continue on with Winfred later on in future shows as well. It's time to find some future winners with HUTCHI'S form files. Future winners, Hutch, and we start with that world famous Sweet in Defeat file. Who jumps in?
That we do. Not a lot this week, Richo.
Well, after a world record last week.
Yeah, well, I ran out of ink.
Well, 6 last week.
Yeah, we've only got very few here. But Red Sea, I like this performance. We actually made him a play for us, and I think he ran well. Ultimately, a well-backed buddy got the chocolates, but had to do a little bit of work out, and it was probably just the fact that, it was his first day at the races. He was actually quite an exciting New Zealand horse early on. He failed in Australia for Andrew Forsman before going to Hong Kong. You see that final 50, he just got tired. But I think he'll improve on the back of that. I didn't mind the run yesterday of Thunder Kit. A bit slow into stride for Guyon, and he got home pretty well late. So he actually caught RI down the straight as well on the wrong side. He ran very well. So that horse from 2 starts has shown a bit of ability. Okay. So while we had a plethora last week, we're light on this week.
Okay, you had 6 last week, and Prestige Hall went into the Sweet and Defeat file and was second yesterday, so a silver medal to you. And there's been a lot of people who have been saying, oh my God, can you keep reminding us when the Sid runners are running? So here we go. Here's something we prepared a little earlier, Jamie Oliver style. Here is who is running this Sunday, and it is Seamus Storm and Aero Valanik. Are both running on Sunday.
Aero Valanik, of course, covered ground the other day, and that was a good
Sid file.
Yes.
Horses.
We're going to do that every week. Because I know you like them, you highlight them, and you.
Well, I got my little black book of them, and
100%.
I've got gold, silver, bronze of that, and there's a stack of gold. Trust me, punters. Right. The Idol with Raymond Chamber. Idle time, so jockeys in Hong Kong, time to sit up and take notice. Raymond Shane Dyes cast his eye over all the rides. Who did you like?
There are a few good rides and they're very similar, but I'm going to give it to Andrea Ancini on Saragoon here. He's in gate 6. You watch this. Now, this horse normally gets back and is wide. Also watch the horse in gate 3, Audacious Pursuit. Alice Wong rode it. But if you watch Andrea, he's back here. He's digging up like anything to try and get a little bit closer, which he does do. Now, that horse is always back and wide and covering ground, and he's been racing all right. His last run was on the dirt. He did nothing. So that's the first thing I want you to watch. He gets 3 back the fence, which is perfect. Watch the kid behind Alex Wong, who's actually riding pretty well at present. He erred here coming up. You can see him on the second horse, the white and green cap. He tries to come out up here, and when he tries to come out, because his horse is pulling a bit, Brendan Novella's got every right to do it. You'll see it coming up soon. He pushes him back here. Watch here. He tries to push him out, and boom, he just pushes him back in, which he's got every right to do. That probably cost that horse the race because it got him travelling even more, and he wasted energy. In the meantime, have a look where Andrea is. He drew outside of him. He's 3 back the fence. Now you can see Andres Audacious Pursuit, whatever it's called, Alex Wong, start to push out here at the 600, and he pushes out. Now he has to work to get up and around wide. Look where Andrea is, 3 back the fence, saving ground. He's wasted no energy, and it's very hard to make a run from the 600 metres like the Alex Wong did on Audacious Pursuit, whatever it's called. And the last bit, you can see he tires, and because Andrea saved all the energy and ground on Saragoon, he just keeps coming. Great ride, Clint, I thought that.
Nice ride. And Adzeni is absolutely flying.
Well,
he's going good.
What he did there, Shane, is he able to work him a little bit early, as you touched on, to get in. Well, he ended up 3rd pair back the rail, and then once again, just need him to be patient, what you've been telling us time and time again.
Yeah.
Well, all the winning rides were patient this week, the 3 of them. I gave Zac a point on California Star, went back, but he dug him to get on the fence, and it was a beautiful ride. And also Karis, he drew wide, got back, come in, and he just got there on Gore. Yeah. It was a very good ride. All those 3 rides, you could have given it to any one of them, the whole 3 of them. So well done, boys.
So when we have a look at the leaderboard at the moment, we see nothing but positives. Andrea Adzeni's having some sort of season, to be really fair to him. 12 votes, so he is 10 behind the king of Hong Kong racing in Zac Purton. No negative rides at all, Shane? No one caught your eye there again?
Not really, no. Well, we only really had the one meeting because yesterday it was too soon to do everything. Too late, I should say, to do everything. But they rode pretty well last weekend, I thought.
Okay. Quick question about yesterday, Shane, and this can happen for a lot of Tony Cruisers, but Matt Chadwick on Live and Let Live, final 100 or 200 metres, maybe instructed not to use the Persuader, I'm not sure, but just hands and heels the whole way down the straight and gets beaten a narrow margin. I feel for that horse, but what did you make of that?
I haven't watched the replay, but I can't comment. But was he like this and like that, like old Tony's used to do in The Apprentices?
Yes.
Drives me mad. Don't get me on the subject. One whack and boom.
You've got beaten.
I can't believe these jocks are taught like that.
I know.
But they are.
I feel like, and I remember when Tony used to ride, he used to be able to switch it pretty quick as well. But anyway, maybe we'll let Shane have a look this week.
Well, there's some homework for you.
And we'll chat about it next week because I'm in Shane's camp here. I can't stand it either.
I'll tell you what, over my time of doing this for 15 years, I've seen a lot of apprentices who have ridden Tony's horses get beat by heads that don't hit them, and they would win if they hit them. And I've seen it many times.
Okay, so there's some homework for you. We want you to have a look at that ride. Come back to us because I know you're all loved up and all Mr. Positive, but
He didn't have teddy bears last week. You were the one with the teddy bear.
I know, courtesy of my great mate, the Golden Boy.
Exactly.
That's our look at the idol. I had the great privilege and pleasure of walking around Happy Valley in December with Shane Dine, just picking his brain on all the various aspects of the course, and then he touched on an interesting one about track maintenance. So the sort of grass here, Australian racetracks often have their grass a lot longer.
Yeah, but what they do here is if it gets cut up, so when a horse puts a hoof in, the grass that is replaced is actually a golf hole. They just come and do that and put a new one in. Whereas in Australia, they don't do that. It comes in squares and big squares. So it nets very quickly.
And also look at the different types of grass.
Lots of different grass. Yeah. The worst thing you can have on a race course is clover. Yeah. Because clover, when it gets a bit damp and wet, it makes it very slippery, right? You'll never see clover in Hong Kong race tracks. This track is so safe. You don't get horses slipping. I just want to show you these people. This is what they do. They go all around here on their knees after a race meeting and fill and tap in the places with small amounts of grass. You don't see this anywhere in the world. A week ago, they raced on the C+3, which is way out here. So you can see the difference. And it's a week on. They would have done this the very next day after the races, and they've come back to top it up now. So they keep doing this on this track. You can see the difference from the A, where the fence is, to the C+3 out here. It's really wide.
That is remarkable.
And of course, they won't be racing on the C+3 for another month because they go A, B, C, C+3.
The way you did that. Do you think you can do that on my head? Can I have some on my hair? I found the cure. Yes.
More people working on the track here at Happy Valley. Like I said before, there's always 20 and 30 a day. These races were a week ago, but they're still working on it.
Can't beat them, join them.
Richo might get a job.
First bit of manual labour I've ever done in my life, Shane. I think I'm just going to watch the experts.
Actually, you suit it.
Our social stable, and let's start by talking about the incredible tour that we've got coming up. The Triple Trio Tour to the International Week of Racing in December, and over half full already.
Yep, get involved. We had a lot of fun, and there'll be a couple little extra things we'll be adding to it along the way as well. Richo, can't wait to get back there. You know, you make memories up there, and hopefully we'll make a profit too.
Well, you always make the profit. That's your job. I'm the memories guy, and we have a lot of fun. I can assure you, it is absolutely brilliant. Talking about brilliant, and make sure you get involved with the tour. Talking about brilliant, the Melbourne Racing Club. Hey Shane, this is good. This is great to see everyone celebrating the year of the hot horse.
Yes, it is. Was this at Caulfield?
Yeah, it was at Caulfield during the week.
I think what we need to do next year, boys, is when we do go to Hong Kong on the tour, we've got to buy the Chinese jackets, and we've got to do, the shows around this time of year in the traditional Chinese jackets. I think out of, respect to,
That sounds
China
fantastic.
in Chinese New Year.
Well done, Melbourne Racing Club. That's brilliant. Romantic Warrior will be in action next week. That is epic, up against Voyage Bubble, My Wish. So that is, of course, leg 2 of that Super Series. And also, we need to say, well done, we love you, to the mighty Casper Founds, who, of course, is very, very close to our heart, in particular your heart.
Yeah, good on you, Cass. Fantastic achievement. Look, it's a lot of winners. You're talking John Moore, John Size, Tony Cruz, and now, Cass, you're an elite company. So well done to the Founds team, and good luck with the next 1,200.
Absolutely, it is a team because the boys are doing an amazing job, and of course the Queen in Alex is actually running the show. And Casper,
and he's a chance to win the premiership this season too, Richo. I think he hit the front yesterday. He's got a good chance.
That battle between those two, the two Aussies as well, Mark Newnham and David Hayes, up there with Casper, of course. The pride of Hong Kong, as he calls himself. That is a great battle indeed. Let's find some best bets. Best bets on Sunday. All the eyes on Ka Ying Rising. Outside of the superstar, have you got a best?
Yeah, I think that we'll be sticking with Salon S. He's a nice horse. He's won 2 out of 2. I think he can make it 3 from 3. And I do like it actually when these horses who've carried a bit of weight, they're lightly raced, go up in grade and can come back up in class with a lot of weight. So I think Salon S looks a good chance.
Golden Boy, one horse named after you is your best bet.
Colourful King. That's what I'll go for. I haven't done a lot of form yet because the fields aren't out, but I'll be tipping him, boys.
Golden Boy, have a great week. Good luck on Sunday.
Goodbye.
Great.
And I'll have a look at Live and Let Live.
Yeah, that's homework for you. Thanks for watching the show, everyone.